Today, we will look at the Naxos Music Library and Naxos Jazz Library, two fantastic online resources provided with your library card. The Naxos libraries offer an internet browser-based streaming service for free, with wide ranges of classical and jazz music respectively. While they do not offer full catalogs of record labels or full discographies of each artist that is featured, the depth of these resources is enough to keep you listening, exploring, and learning for hours. To begin, have your library card ready and visit carylibrary.org. Then, click Collections and Resources on the top of the page. Next, scroll down and you will see two sections named Topics and Alphabetical. Under Alphabetical, click Resources N through Z. Here you will see the Naxos Jazz Library and Naxos Music Library. Let's start with the Naxos Jazz Library. Clicking Naxos Jazz Library will redirect you to this page, where you will need to enter your library card number. For this video, we are assuming the new beta version will be the permanent version, as it matches the interface in the other Naxos library service. You will be prompted to select between the newer version or current. We recommend going with the newer version as it has a friendlier, simpler interface. The current version, as is labeled, is more text-based and requires extra steps. After clicking the new version, you will be redirected to this page. The column on the left features a home button, which returns to this page. There's also a news page which shows the newest albums added over the past week, 3 search options where you can narrow your search results by artists and composers, categories and genres, and labels which distribute certain music, for example, ECM. Lastly, there are 2 personalization options with playlists and favorites. Let's take a look at what it's like to listen to a record. Let's say you're interested in Jazzy Morning. This looks like a playlist that Naxos built featuring an assortment of artists, including Dizzy Gillespie and George Gershwin. The play button in the top right corner will bring up the Play Cue Player window. That will show what's playing and what is going to play next. You can then navigate away from this window and not lose the stream of music. It instead shrinks down to a single music note icon in the right corner that you can always click and return to when you want to stop a song, skip ahead, or access other controls. From the left column, you can find 3 different means of organization of the Naxos Jazz Library. With People, you get a full list of all composers or artists available in the library. With Categories, you will see a narrow range of genres. These break down further into lists of albums under those genres. Aardvark Jazz Orchestra Trumpet Madness looks quite interesting. And lastly, under Labels, it sorts by not only all of the record labels available on the service, but additionally several from Naxos itself, breaking down further like Naxos Jazz Archives and Naxos Historical. Accessing the Naxos Music Library, which is a slightly different color, is otherwise mostly the same. You'll see the familiar album layout in the center and the same resources on the left with a few additional options. Instead of going over the repeating features, I will just highlight the features that are different from the Naxos Jazz Library. On the left, past labels, you will see 2 new sections in Resources and Musicology. This is where the Naxos Music Library differs vastly from the Jazz Library. Under Resources are a wide array of educational sections, from a classical music dictionary to oral training exercises, to guided tours, and much more. And under Musicology, you will find a cultural news source with op-eds, essays, and more. If you don't want to pay for a music streaming service, or if you want an ad-free music listening interface, a vast catalog of jazz and classical music, with opportunities to become more educated in those fields, we highly recommend these resources. Thank you for watching.